Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music YouTube channel with your host Elio, and we are here with the absolutely amazing Stef The Alter Nerd.
Hey up everyone, how y'all doing?
Oh god, I've been waiting for this. Yeah, same here. I'm so glad I've got you on. I've been wanting to get you on for quite a while now.
It's been
Yeah.
a long time coming, but we got there in the
Oh,
end. We're here.
oh
Merry
yes.
Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. So, for those people who don't know who you are, introduce yourself.
I am your nerdy alternative to royal gossip and news, largely on the misadventures of the gruesome twosome, otherwise known as Hazard and Megsy, and for the uninitiated, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And so, yeah, that's what I do on the Stef The Alter Nerd channel. We are expanding the Alter Nerd universe, and I'm going to be launching 2 new channels shortly called Fitness Nerds and Political Nerds. With Political Nerds, I'm your nerdy alternative guide from Washington, D.C. to Westminster. I have a degree in international relations and security studies. A lot of that was on politics and conflict resolution. And so I thought I might as well put my degree to good use. So Political Nerds is coming. And Fitness Nerds, say hello to a new you through nutrition, exercise, and well-being. I've been on a bit of a fitness kick the last couple of years. And I thought, you know what? I might as well pass on everything that I've learned to you guys. And I do have a partner who's a qualified fitness instructor, so I might as well use him in the mix as well. So yeah, that's who I am. Hey up everyone, let's have some fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's have some fun. Yeah. Yeah. So, hey up, Mr. Fox, how you doing there, dude?
He's doing all right. He's just downstairs at the moment, chilling out, watching some TV.
Cool, cool. Yeah. So, Steph, got you on to talk about your not only your favourite band, Alter Bridge, talk about music in general. So could you tell us? Let me see. Could you tell us about the history of how your channel came about and the name?
Okay. I know why you asked this. Okay, so how my channel came about. So giving you a little bit of a condensed version of it all. So I started off helping out Andy, my big brother, over on Popcorn Planet. And less than a year in, I was teaching myself all about YouTube, how it all works. So titles, thumbnails, descriptions, learning about things like SEO, so that's search engine optimization, and other bits of jargon as well. We won't get into, I won't bore you with details. And then the next up, I thought, you know what? I want to apply that myself to a YouTube channel so I can learn even more through it. So through me learning on a practical sense, I could be more useful then to Andy. And so alongside 2 other mates, we created the Planet of Nerds. Again, won't bore you with details, but a few months after that, I decided to go out on my own and created Stef The Alter Nerd. Now, where Stef The Alter Nerd came from was when myself and my 2 friends were creating this joint channel. We were thinking of names to call ourselves, like internet names, right? Rather than using our real names. And for me, I didn't know what it would be, right? I didn't really have a clue. But we all knew that my favourite band was Alter Bridge and still is. And I'm a nerd in a range of things. I'm a political nerd, I'm a fitness nerd, I'm a comic book nerd. I got some comic books behind me. I'm a TV film nerd. Like, oh my goodness, I can go in. And we were just like, just collectively, we just reached the whole Stef The Alter Nerd moniker, and it stuck to this day. And so here we are, thanks to Alter Bridge, really, at the end of the day. They were the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, so going on to sort of like Alter Bridge, you totally love the band. What got you into them?
Funny story. My ultimate favorite band is Queen. I have all their albums, all their live albums, all their live DVDs. I literally have on my back a tattoo of part of the Queen crest, which is the phoenix, and that symbolizes Freddie Mercury. And I get a lot of inspiration from Freddie. And I was in the shop one day and I saw a Kerrang magazine, and on the front page of it was, who I didn't know at the time, but in the end I did, Miles Kennedy. And the headline was something along the lines of, paraphrasing here, but I get a lot of inspiration on stage by channeling Freddie Mercury, like something along those lines. And that instantly got my antenna up. I'm like, dude is showing mad respect to Freddie Mercury. Let me buy this magazine and read this interview. Like, I'm interested. Color me interested. I read the interview, and this was during their run of AB3, their third album. I read the interview. I was hooked. I downloaded all their albums up to that point. Hooked on every single one. I was like, wow. Like, it just got better and better and better each album, and it continues to do so to this day, up to their current one, which is Kings and Pawns, or Pawns and Kings, should I say. And yeah, that's how I got into it. As soon as I was hooked to their music, I went online and I was like, I've got to see them live. And at the time, they were just playing in Europe, but then finally they were playing in the UK, and I saw them live for the first time in Birmingham. And to this day, I still have the USB recording of the show that I was able to buy from them. Just a magical experience. So yeah, that's how I got into them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's been like a lot of comments in the chat there from Aussie Woman 581 saying, my late brother used to listen to Queen. Lisa saying, I love Queen too. So, yeah, a lot of people here, myself included, say love Queen. Yeah, so, yeah. Out of all the Alter Bridge albums, what is your favourite?
Oh, dude. It chops and changes a lot, I have to admit. What would be my favourite? Give me a moment. That's a really hard question because I love them all. That's the problem. Do you know what? If I was on a desert island and if I had to pick one, that's how I'm going to approach this question. I think for me, it would probably be Walk the Sky. The reason being is because it's a much more like positive album from Alter Bridge. I mean, you can go to any of their albums and you're going to get positive tracks from them, but this one really stood out. Walking on the Sky in particular, that track, there's a part in there towards the end that just brings me to tears, because the way that it's all composed sonically, it just gives me that feeling, that overwhelming feeling of just freedom and serenity. And so, yeah, Walk the Sky would be my Alter Bridge Desert Island disc if I had to choose one.
Cool. I'll have to check that one out. So, I know you've been to several of the Alter Bridge gigs.
Yeah.
What was your... and you've actually got to meet them a couple of times from what I remember. What is your favourite Alter Bridge gig you've been to?
Oh, hands down, the one in Florida that I went to. So it's a funny story how that all came about. So it was about just short of 2 years ago. So 2 years next month, I went to Florida. And the way that all came about was I saw them a couple of months prior in Manchester. And it was just around about the time where I had left my ex, moved into my new home, and it was the next stage of Stef, as Andy likes to call it. And after I'd seen them in Manchester, I messaged Andy and I'm like, I wonder what it'd be like seeing them in their hometown because they're from Florida. And he was like, it's probably going to be a different kind of like vibe. Like, all right. A couple of days later, I've literally booked my flight tickets, booked the concert ticket to go see them in Florida, Tampa. I think it was the Hard Rock Hotel in Tampa, if I'm not mistaken. And that was the best gig ever because A, I got to see them pretty much in their home state, apart from Miles. He's not from Florida, but the rest of them are. But B, it was great to be there with Andy, my big brother. We went to, I think it was called the Sweet Factory first. And oh my goodness, like that place is insane. Like I've never been to anything like it before. Definitely not diet Slimming World friendly, that's for certain. But as a one-off, wonderful experience, I tell you. So went there first, and then when we got to the actual gig, Andy surprised me because he was able to, through his contacts, get us in with VIP access to see, you know, the sound check and all that lot, which we were able to do. And so, yeah, and then being at the gig, we were there front row, enjoying it all together. It was a pretty special time. So, yeah, that would be my favourite Alter Bridge gig.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was through you, actually. Through you. I started to listen to Alter Bridge. I'm really starting to like them because of you. Yeah.
What's your favourite so far that you've listened to?
It's been a while since I've been. Well, I wouldn't say it's been a while, but it's been a couple of songs. I get that many submissions from bands, and it's hard to remember all of them because I've got about 5,000, 6,000 bands with about it's hard to remember everything. So I need to get back into listening to them again. So especially the one that you just mentioned, the album. Yeah, that one.
The album called Walk the Sky. There's a track specific on there called Walking the Sky. Yeah. Gives me a lot of the feels, that one.
Cool. Just write that down. Walk Sky, right? Yeah. So I wrote that down, and I'll check it out, and get that. I'll listen to that later on. So now where are we? I've got my phone and everything, so I've got all the questions written down. What other bands do you like?
Oh my goodness. Well, my musical tastes are quite eclectic, really, in the grand scheme of things. And so, you know, I have gone through many phases of musical tastes in my life, but in each and every phase, I've still held on to it and still listen to some of it to this day. So like my emo phase, so Alkaline Trio, for example, My Chemical Romance, like Audio Slave, Avril Lavigne. When I first started to get into music, I was like 10, 11 years old, and I went into Spice Girls, Steps, S Club 7. I'm probably swearing at you right now, but you know what? To this day, I still listen to them. Like, screw you all. I don't give a shit. I still listen to that music, and I still enjoy it. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, I'm all there for it, okay? But, you know, I like old style rock as well. So, you know, the likes of T-Rex, in the 70s all the way going up to the 80s and 80s synth. So you've got Eurythmics, Aha, that kind of thing. The 90s, generally speaking, I miss out a lot, apart from the Britpop kind of era, which again was like the Spice Girls and whatnot. I didn't really like the grunge. So I'm really sorry. Total respect to them, but I just don't like Nirvana. I'm just not a big fan of them really in that regard. But yeah, and then, you know, if we're going to go to kind of like present day, Coldplay, Alter Bridge, a little bit of Bruno Mars, but generally speaking, I don't really like a lot of present day music. The only one, if you're really going to go into it, is Taylor Swift. I'm not a Swiftie, not like a big, massive Swiftie where I'm wearing the bracelets and all that, and I have to go to the Eras tour. I'm not really like that at all. But you know, I do like her music, so yeah. And I love gothic rock music as well. So Lacuna Coil, massive one because they're Italian, and I'm like, yeah, some Italian musicians there because I am dual nationality. I'm British, but I'm also Italian as well. But I also like Evanescence. So yeah, my musical tastes are quite eclectic. So there you go. That's just a little bit of an overview of my iTunes really library there.
Yeah, it's very. I think a lot of people here is very eclectic. I've been listening to music for all my life, right, ever since the 70s, and and Lacuna Coil is one of my favorite bands of all time. So I know exactly where you come from with Lacuna Coil. Managed to get and see them 5 times, and twice in 2 days.
Dude, you're able to get any more tickets? Sort me out.
I'll try. I know yeah, I'll try. I know they're doing the tour next year. Hopefully, if we get. Well, last time I saw them twice in 2 days, I was on the guest list on the second day because I was going talking to the support band, Straight Line Stitch, and they invited me down to Birmingham.
Decent. All right, fair play. Yeah.
So,
well, I even like a little bit of like R&B and rap. Like, you know, you're talking Destiny's Child. You're talking even Eminem. I like Eminem. I've liked him ever since I was young. I was about 12, 13 years old. And he was, you know, starting off with this Slim Shady era. Like, I remember coming home I went to HMV after school, and I came home with the Marshall Mathers LP, and I felt so good. I kind of felt a little bit naughty as well because of the parental advisory sticker on there and everything, right? And my mum was like, "Oh, what album you got?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just Eminem." She didn't know what I was at the time. And my brother, being my brother, was like, "Okay." He literally played the first couple of seconds. The first part of the LP, which is literally goes, guys. Can I swear on here or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
If you don't like my shit, then you can suck my dick. Cause I was high when I wrote this, so suck my dick. It literally starts off with that. And my mum obviously like listened to that and she didn't need to listen to any more. And she forced me to send it back to HMV and get a refund. And so I then was able to skirt around that by somehow being able to get the Eminem singles. And so the first single I got was The Way I Am. And I would listen to that nonstop to school and back. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
The Alter Nerd when she was younger. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's nothing that compared to my mother. I don't know if you know the band Sepultura.
No.
yeah. Anyway, Sepultura. A little brief story. Sepultura is a Brazilian thrash metal band, and they came out with an album called Roots. I bought the single Roots, Bloody Roots. It basically it sings about the slave trade in Brazil. And Max Calavera actually sings about the injustices of the obviously of the people. When I was playing it, my mother turned around and says, "Bloody hell, that's satanic! He was really like guttural, like really singing guttural, like a growl." I was like, "Ma, do you know what the story's about?" I was like, I still don't care. I still don't care. It's satanic, even though it's supposed to be a thrash. Even though this is like a thrash band.
Yeah.
So
it's with that back in the day, like Judas Priest and Kiss as well. What was it? Black Sabbath. They were turning around and being like, if you played it backwards, there were like secret satanic kind of messages that would unfold. Blah 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 blah. I suppose the most obvious one in terms of present day would be Marilyn Manson, but it could be further from the truth. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, what the deuce? But yeah, anyhow.
Yeah. With Black Sabbath, that was more from personal experience. Because if you listen to Geezer Butler, who was the primary songwriter for Black Sabbath, yes, in one of the songs, I think one of the songs, I can't remember which one, but it's like he says, "What is when Ozzy sings, what is this that stands before me?" It was Geezer who had a ghost appear to him at the bottom of his bed. So it all goes down to personal experiences.
True.
So is it okay to ask you a question from the chat?
Of course.
Jane, where's it gone? Oh, yeah, here you go. Jen says, "Is Stef a fan of U2?"
Nah. Can't stand Bono and his preachy shit. Like, what he's trying to stand for, I get. Like, of course, fair play, but he comes across all wrong. I'm just not. No thanks. Goodbye. Move on.
Yeah, I can't. Don't get us wrong. I like some of the music, but I just can't. I'm like with you. Can't stand Bono. Can't stand him.
I'm okay if it's like a one-off. Like if you're gonna do like a one-off political album, right? Like Alter Bridge did, with their I think it was like their fourth or fifth album, The Last Hero. Or you do a one-off song, whatever, and you want to make it political and whatnot. Okay, fair enough. But to me, it just feels like Bono is doing it in every single song, in every single album. Whenever there's an excuse to do it, he's going to do it. And it just bores the heck out of me.
Yeah. Well, I never particularly liked Bono ever since the Live Aid album. Not the Live Aid, the Band Aid album song. Yeah, especially with
the bit that really though turned me off to them was, if you remember a couple of years ago, U2 had released an album, but they did this deal with Apple Music whereby it would automatically be downloaded to every single iPhone. And I was like, dude, no. That's just way beyond the line. If I want music on my phone, I will download it myself. Don't try and force feed me this music.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yeah. You can, most certainly can. Yeah. So yeah, you got no arguments from me. Yeah. So we've got another question from Lisa Boo. She asks, What is Stef's favourite song?
My favorite song is by Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. But a lot of people always pretty much choose that song anyway. And so if I was to choose another favorite song, then it would be by Alter Bridge. And it would be oh my goodness, what's it called now? Calm the Fire, which is from their Fortress album back in 2013, which was their fourth album that they released. The reason being is because right at the beginning, Miles enters into the track with this insane falsetto. It's unreal. Like, it's amazing. I've never been lucky enough to hear that live at all. And if I do, my life on earth would be complete.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thank you, Lisa Boo. Where are we? What gigs are you looking? Have you been to? I should say.
The only gigs that I've been to are my Alter Bridge gigs, and one gig, which was The Killers, which was like my first year of university. So you're talking back in 2006, which was their Sam's Town era. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I've been to, the indie gigs in the city centre and whatnot, at the little like indie clubs and whatnot. But yeah, that's it. The only gigs I'll go to now really are Alter Bridge. No one else really will get me to do it.
I was going to ask you, are you looking forward to any other gigs?
Just when Alter Bridge come back to UK. That's pretty much it.
Cool. All right. Got another question from Jane, because I was going to ask this later on. What best movie soundtrack you ever heard?
Okay, there's two. There's The Breakfast Club, which is actually my favorite movie in the whole wide world. I just love that. And the other one is The Greatest Showman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good choices.
Yeah, there you go.
Good choices. And we got Mic Drop Lisa's in the chat.
Hey up, Mic Drop Lisa.
And she has asked the question, what is Stef's favourite movie?
Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club. Absolutely love that movie, which is quite interesting because I love horror movies. Like, the gorier the better, right? I love the Saw films and all that lot. But no, it's The Breakfast Club for me. And the reason being is because it brings like 5 students from the different sectors, different sects of, let's say, high school, all together in one room for a period of time that they wouldn't have been together otherwise. And you see them interact and learn about each other and break down the misconceptions of who people think they are to actually them finding out who they really are. And yeah, it's just a fascinating kind of watch into seeing these characters break down the stereotypes and break through all that to see the real person beyond that. And so, yeah, philosophically, that movie has a lot in it. So, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I've seen The Breakfast Club several times, and it's a brilliant movie. Brilliant movie. It's probably one of the best Brat Pack movies on the going around since the 80s, right in the 80s anyway.
I would say so. I mean, the only other one to me that would come close is St. Elmo's Fire. But to me, The Breakfast Club wins hands down.
Is that Emilio Estevez in that one?
Yeah, they're all in it.
Yeah.
With Demi Moore. Demi Moore's in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I just couldn't remember which. I know Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire and the Breakfast Club. There was Demi Moore, Charlie Sheen. Or not, was Charlie Sheen in them? I know his brother Emilio was in there. Oh, yeah. I'm dying. Going off a tangent. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I've got to ask. I've literally got to ask. The Jeff Beck, Johnny Depp gig.
Go on.
What was your experiences from that gig?
Very surreal. Moment that Johnny Depp walked out, pointed at every single one of us in the front row, and was like, "I recognise you. I see you guys. Hey up, Popcorn Crew." We were like, "Oh, dude." It was, yeah, absolutely insane. But beyond that, Jeff Beck was an absolute master at what he did. He was taken away from us too soon. I was absolutely impressed with his, playing, and oh my goodness, the bass player that he chose for the gig, she was fucking incredible. And it was insane because Jeff Beck, he gave them all their own moment to shine and kind of riff and do a solo. That bass player in particular, she'll always stick out for me because it was just insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the footage. I think Andy released it.
Yeah.
I think Andy released it, and yeah, they're all Jeff Beck, Johnny Depp, the backing musicians. Everything about that gig was absolutely perfect, absolutely perfect in that in the grand scheme of things.
All the stars aligned. It was absolutely insanely amazing. And then afterwards, when Johnny Depp called Andy to go backstage, we were all staying up, and we stayed up till about 2-3 o'clock. We were in the casino, and Andy then came over and met us, and we sat down around this table, I remember, and he just started chatting and talking to us about what happened in the meeting and everything, and we were like, our jaws just continuously started to drop further and further to the floor. It was a moment, definitely a moment.
Yeah. Now, Andy asked Johnny about that message to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually got a message from Johnny Depp. He was like, "Hey up, love." I'm like, "Oh, dude, he knows a bit of Yorkshire." I'm like, "Yes." It was like, yeah, that'll do for me. Like that, my life's complete then at that point. But yeah, he was like, "Hey up, love. So you couldn't make it with us now, but hopefully next time," and all that lot. And I'm like, "Do you know what? It don't matter. This little personal message from you is everything to me. Like I'm fine with that. He knows of my existence. I'm okay. I'm all right."
If Johnny Depp played in the UK, whether it be with Hollywood Vampires or like a solo tour, would you go and see him?
I did actually see them last year, Hollywood Vampires. The reason why I didn't really mention it earlier on is because it upsets me because it was the night that Corey passed.
Yeah.
Just before they came on. I saw online that he had passed away, and it just completely put a cloud over it all. And when Johnny Depp came out onto stage, I could tell he obviously knew, he'd obviously known, and it just won. Yeah.
So it was sad about Corey. He was one cool dude. So Right. Have you got any other bands that you would definitely recommend to people?
Alter Bridge.
Alter
Queen.
Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever anyone says what band would you recommend, I instantly go to Walter Bridge. I'm very loyal that way.
Yeah.
I'm predictable as well.
Yeah. So, before we start wrapping things up, what is coming up in the new year for you? I know you've got like your main channel, but you've also got the politics nerd channel and the fitness channel. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So Political Nerds, that's the first channel that's going to be, well, it's already launched, but new content coming soon. So I have a degree in international relations and security studies. That essentially is all about politics, conflict resolution, the art of negotiation, sociology. My dissertation was in the ethics and philosophy of international terrorism. And I initially did that degree because I wanted to get into the police force, do my 2 years probation, and then from there get fast-tracked into the counter-terrorism unit and analyze the intelligence coming through. Fortunately, life had another kind of path for me. And I say unfortunately because around about that point, I got hit by pancreatitis, which I still suffer from to this day. What that means is that, unfortunately, I can't get into the police force because I wouldn't be able to pass the physical. And the counterterrorism unit only recruit from within. They don't recruit from outside. So I've had to find another path and another way and purpose in life for me to work kind of situation. And this whole YouTube situation just kind of fell into my lap. And so now that I've built up Stef The Alter Nerd and that luckily, and I'm very grateful for it as being a success, I now want to branch out and expand the Alter Nerd universe. And one of the things I want to do more is incorporate my degree more. I have been doing it a little bit on my main channel with the amateur, linguistic analysis from time to time that I do, but I really want to go all in with my degree and get that more focused on another channel. And that's where Political Nerds comes in. Fitness Nerds is more of I've been on a fitness kick for the last couple of years, and I just want to kind of go in and just give you guys my knowledge of what I've learned works for me, what doesn't work for me. Mr. Fox is a qualified personal trainer, so you'll be hearing from him from time to time as well about it all. And so, yeah, two other loves that I like, Political Nerds and Fitness Nerds. So, yeah, in we go with all that, with the expansion of the Alter Nerd universe, and hopefully more channels to come even after that. We'll see.
Yeah. So, well, it's getting on for about 40 minutes now, and let's start wrapping things up. So, any final words?
Make sure you subscribe to Project Metal Music for more awesome interviews like this. Maybe I might be invited on for part 2 if I'm lucky. Make sure you hit that like button, all right, and comment down below, because when you hit that like button and you comment on the videos, it helps the creator, it helps Eli, because the more comments and the more likes Eli gets, the more YouTube sees it and thinks, oh, a lot of people like this video and stream. A lot of people are commenting. That's engagement. Let's push it out even more and get even more people to know and discover Eli and Project Metal Music. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to him. Do needs to get to 1,000 to be halfway there, to be next level YouTube legit and be able to monetize this channel. So let's help him get there.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Stef. Yeah, we're really close to getting to monetize now. Really close to getting monetized. I think we're 260 over from now, I think.
Yeah, you're pretty close now. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, any help will be a major. Any new subscribers will be a big help. big help. So, Steph, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a complete pleasure finally getting you on. So, thank you so much. Yeah, and definitely you'll be getting back on again.
Good.
Definitely be. So yeah, and go subscribe if you haven't done already. Go subscribe to Stef. Stef The Alter Nerd. So yeah, she's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you all later.